a person's capabilities are limited. And there are things that we can do better than computers, but if you want to do them in scale and like scan and search for a variety of opportunities, it's very, very hard to do it when you are limited. So this, I think, the part that technology really helps, because it helps you map all the noise and find the right opportunities that are suitable to your investment process.
Welcome to 20-Minute Leaders. Just sit back, relax, and learn from the leaders of today. It's a journey. Each one is different, unique, inspiring. Let's get started. 20-Minute Leaders is a proud supporter of Make-A-Wish Israel and Tech to Peace, and is in proud collaboration with Secret Chord Ventures, J Ventures, Riverside FM, Fusion VC, Birthright Excel, J Impact, Leap, Google for Startups, and Hippo, and in media partnership with CTech. Welcome to another episode of 20-Minute Leaders here at Google for Startups. I'm with Sapir Hadad, the co-founder and CEO of FinityX, talking all about investing and how deep technology can help disrupt investment behavior, ultimately to help all of us make better financial decisions. Sapir was born and raised in Ashkelon and is currently living in Tel Aviv. She's the co-founder and CEO of FinityX, a deep tech startup developing AI solutions for investment professionals. FinityX helps investors implement AI tools as part of their investment process to save time and resources and improve quality. I'm really excited to talk to you about your own journey, about FinityX, about the financial markets, about leveraging really interesting technology to rethink about investments and how we perceive financial markets, how we make decisions in financial markets.
Exactly.
You know, this is a century-old question that people are uncovering. And I'm excited to hear about how you're perceiving technology playing an interesting role and your role as an entrepreneur in this space. And you're the CEO of FinityX. Tell me a little bit about sort of financial markets from your perspective. Why is it even something that you're so curious about?
Okay, so the reason I got interested in financial markets was basically because of my co-founder, Gal. I wasn't into investments at all. As I grew up in Ashkelon. We didn't even know about investing. No one ever talked with me about it. It was something like that always scared me. But then I met Gal during my studies. We studied together economics and big data. And he invests since he was 13. He got his bar mitzvah money and started investing the stock market. And it shocked me. I was amazed from it. And we started talking during our studies, and he started explaining me about this word. I was always passionate about economics, but not really doing investing, like the macro, like understanding the system, but I really never tried to invest in the system and to understand how the investment process is working. And then he started.
I think that you're describing here probably the same phenomena that most people around the world
exactly
are. So what? How do we capture that? Is it a lack of transparency, the complexity of it? Why is it that people don't really get into it?
First of all, I think if we simplify it, it's an investment. It's a decision-making process. Everyone makes decision-making in their day-to-day life. It's not something that we're not familiar with, but I think that there is education, that we need to educate people to invest in their future, because once they invest in the stock market or in any other investment, it doesn't have to be specifically the stock market, crypto, any other investment. They basically invest in themselves, when they're grown. And I think that's something that people don't really talk about. And for example, in my family, no one talked with me about investing your money. My money was in my bank account. I always worked since I was 14, but I never thought about doing something with the money. And I think it's just bringing awareness. And also, it's very, very hard to do investments if you don't have the right tools or if you don't work at it, because if you don't work, it's a lot of work to research and to find the right opportunities. And there is a lot of the data inflation and a lot of big companies that you compete with, and time is everything, and you need to find the right opportunities. And so it's very, very hard because you need to work on it. But I think that there are other solutions like passive investment that you just invest even in a benchmark, in an ETF. You don't even need to invest actively that can bring a solution. So people don't really know that those solutions are existing. So I think its awareness will help bring more people to the table. And you see a lot of retail investors coming into this area because they start feeling like, okay, wait, I'm missing something. Everyone is doing money, making money, no matter that most of them are losing the money, but everyone talks about, okay, we make money. And so now I feel like the Gen Z and the millennials are starting to like wake up and to understand that it is something important. But when I grew up, no one talked with me about it. So Gal exposed me to it, and I was like, okay, I gotta learn more about it. And I need to understand, what is this investment process? What does it take? And we started researching. It took us like 3 years before we founded FinityX during our studies. So we just talked with every analyst, portfolio manager, quant in Israel, in the States, wherever we could find. And we just asked them, how do you do the investment process? Which tools do you use? What part is your intuition? What part is like pure science? And we started understanding that there is like a process that is, everyone does it in different ways, but you have like, at the end, it starts with the idea and it ends with execution.
Sure.
And this entire process has so many parts and each one does it differently. But the thing that we noticed the most, that only like 10% from the people that we've talked with, which is more than hundreds, more than hundreds, use technology in this process. And that was like...
And obviously just using Excel or something, that's not technology.
That's not technology.
When we're looking at technology, we're saying something that gives us insight that we wouldn't have, that we're not inputting ourselves.
Yes, exactly. And then we saw that really there are companies like Two Sigma, AQR, Renaissance that are using technology like fast in their entire process and they're outperforming the market. But all the rest are like using some small tools or not knowing exactly how to fit the technology to their pain. And so they can't really outperform the previous results. So they say, okay, so it doesn't work. It's better if I'll do it myself with Excel. And so they just leave it on the side and they don't use it. But I think that with the right technology and understanding the right pain of these investment managers, quant teams, you can really find the right solution for them that will help them enhance their investment process and improve their quality.
Amazing. So going to the formation of FinityX, you're realizing the pain point, which from my understanding is that there's two problems. First, there's the initial problem that people don't invest. Mm-hmm. Right? It's just it's not that common of an idea, and it doesn't sound like it's a taboo subject. It sounds like it's just something that's a little bit more complicated, more cumbersome. Mm-hmm. It sounds a little scary because there's a lot of different options, and we know from Dan Ariely that when there's a lot of options, we often freeze and we don't make any decision. On the other hand, those that do invest, they're not leveraging necessarily technology that can provide them insights that they don't have otherwise. Mm-hmm. And so on both paradigms, we're lacking.
Exactly.
Now, at that intersection, how do you envision technology being able to be an aid in investments? And how does this play into FinityX's product?
Okay, so first of all, it took us 3 years to develop our product. We're a team of 4 algorithm developers, 3 big data engineers. We have some investment professionals that like helped us along the way, but the solutions that we offer are mainly technological and data driven. And I think this is the first thing that helps generating those solutions because you need to look at outside the system in order to create something that could really help the system. Mm-hmm. Sometimes when you're inside, you're like on it, you can't see what is outside. And our solution is basically, it's taking technology, is leveraging a lot of new technologies that like, for example, deep learning. So we didn't have enough computing powers to use it until 2017, although it's like until the 70. People already used it, already knew about it, but we didn't have enough computing powers. And now with the power of deep learning, we can really do some amazing tools and also systems that can help in the process. So the point is that we really mapped the entire investment process and we've divided it into parts. So you have the hypothesis and the idea that this belongs to the professional. We don't take that. They know what they're doing. But the rest, the execution, we want to take part and we want to enhance it with technology. So if it's the portfolio building, the allocation, the risk management, the hedging, everything until deployment, we want to take part that uses technology, because at the end, a person's capabilities are limited. And there are things that we can do better than computers, but if you want to do them in scale and like scan and search from variety of opportunities, it's very, very hard to do it when you are limited. So this, I think, the part that technology really helps, because it helps you map all the noise and find the right opportunities that are suitable to your investment process. Because not everything is suitable to you. Because if you want to invest only in technology sector, you wouldn't mind what's going on in other sectors. So you need to be really specific in what you want. And I think that technology can help you bring specific solutions to what you want.
Right. And so what is the actual experience that some users may have with FinityX? So what is sort of the human-computer interaction here? Let's say that I'm interested in investing.
Okay, so currently now we're working only with B2B companies, with like hedge funds and also brokers that now we're starting to work. We have a robo-advisor company that we develop some tools to help retail clients.
Well, I have a venture capital fund, so how do I...
Okay, so we have a lot of tools, and it could be, we can offer an A to Z solution, which means you give us your hypothesis, you say, what is the strategy you would like to build? And we take it from there. And just in 2 weeks, you'll get a fully trained deep learning model that was trained based on your preference. This is the first solution.
And this is a model that you built, trained, and provided me, right?
Yes.
Based on my specific use case.
Yes. You give me your risk tolerance. I ask you some execution parts, risk management, allocation. I ask you several questions. And the idea is that it's a no-code technology. So you talk to me with no code, and then a JSON file goes to the cloud and start like getting all the data and doing all the process.
And then what FinityX does is you have the engine in the back end that is able to take this JSON and then being able to train a model specific to my needs.
Exactly. And then what you get at the end is like a statistical kit with a historical backtest, all the results comparing to the benchmark that you chose. You can see like a stress test. There's a lot of things, a lot of data that you can see. And then you can say, okay, I think this model is good. It's my KPIs, like I approve it, and then you can start or trading on it or seeing it on paper and then trade on it. So this is the first solution that we offer, like an A to Z. Think of it a research team.
Sure. Yeah.
So you bring you the entire solution. You bring your hypothesis. We provide the model. And the rest is just, because we've built this infrastructure, it enables us to build a lot of tools for every part. So if you have, for example, if we would like to hedge your portfolio, so we have an auto-hedging tool. So you'll tell me, okay, this is my portfolio. I would like to hedge it from inflation, because currently there is inflation, or I would like to hedge it from specific risk on the stocks or any other asset class, or like a specific sector. And basically, you bring us this, again, hypothesis or preferences, and we provide you with a tool that helps you. And the idea is that it is actively managed. So it's not like a passive. We don't give you it one time, and then he always gets the data. He can tell you, don't change anything in your portfolio. You can do it, but all the time, every time that there is trading, he's giving you his inputs, so you can decide if you want to use it or not, but it's actively learning, getting more data all the time, and you can use it. So it's either A to Z, or you can choose any part of your investment process, any part you have pain in it, and we can provide you a solution.
So we started the conversation talking about your personal experience and going into and meeting with Gal and hearing his investment story, and you're realizing, wow, there's a difference between how I'm perceiving investments and how you're perceiving investments. And you choose a more B2B approach, at least for now, for FinityX.
Exactly.
What was the decision-making process between going for B2C, so sort of the Sapirs of the world versus more B2B approach like the hedge funds and the different investors?
Okay, so B2C is definitely my dream. Let's say it like this. It's what keeps me motivated to do the things I do.
Is this the vision?
It's the long-term vision, because at the end, technology really helps you, enables you democratization.
Yeah.
It really helps you do that.
Yeah.
And if I have an AI factory, that means that I can really customize to each person his own strategy to trade on. So this is like the long-term vision, but I think that we really wanted at first to bring it to the people that are already using it and already experience the pain in their own process. And then and we do try to work with like brokerage firms or robo-advisors in order to provide them solutions to bring the retail clients. But it's definitely something that now also with Web3 and NFT, we do think about like doing some other solutions for also retail clients, but step by step. I understood that I can't have it all in one day, and it takes time, and it's going to be like step by step, but it's completely part of our vision, like investments for everyone. So for B2B, for B2C, for everyone. So this is why I get up in the morning.
And how will you know that it's time to do that? I mean, so in other words, as the CEO of this company, setting the vision, every day you're going to have to make this decision, right? Do I continue with this course, or is this the right time to now shift gears and to pursue sort of the why I'm getting up here in the morning? Do you have some benchmark, or how are you even thinking through your own personal strategy for knowing when to make this pretty seismic shift in thinking?
Well, I don't think about it as a shift. I do think about it as another business sector, and I think that the right time, because it doesn't hurt if I provide tools for investment managers. I don't provide the same for retail clients.
Sure.
So it's different, and there is like a place for everyone. The technology enables that. I think the right time, and I'm not going to sound politically correct, but currently now there are a lot of apps that are for retail clients that enable easy investing, but basically their business model and the way they interact with the users, with the UI UX, it's built for them to lose money and to do as much trades as they can do.
They're promoting more investment behavior that is not necessarily
good for the clients.
They're not strategy oriented. They're more trading.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that now, we will experience it now, with the recession and all the things that are happening in the stock market. I think they're starting to the retail clients are starting to awaken and to want more. Like, not only easy investing, it's good that I have easy investing, but I want now smart investing.
Yeah.
And currently now they're still in the same arena because everyone provides them easy investing and they don't understand their motivations behind what they give them. And so it's really, really hard to educate a market. I saw how it's hard to educate me when Gal just started talking to me. And I think that the market needs to be more ready. The retail clients needs to be more ready for it. And once I'll always check it. I do market research on it every time. The same as I do for the B2B, I also do for B2C. I always check all the trends, what's going on. And I think that when I'll feel that they are ready, it will be the time that I will start this section.
And hopefully at that point, FinityX will have some headway with the B2B, and you'll have some fun.
Exactly.
And then you'll be able to one day say, all right, everybody, we're ready.
Exactly. Let's just do it.
And now we have the resources, we have the technology.
Exactly.
And obviously it'll be a very interesting, a very interesting approach rather than just starting from scratch for this. What are you most excited about in your day-to-day?
In my day-to-day, the people that I work with, definitely, no doubt. I have like a team that I'm working with almost 4 years since I started. We're a strong technological team. Now we're adding marketing and sales and another very important parts for our team. But they are the people that makes me come to work every day and with a smile. I think it's the most important thing because in the end, I do work for like my vision and to achieve my vision. But in the day-to-day, you work with people and for the people. So I think it's the most important thing is that I have them with me. Like if I have a bad day and I'm coming back home and I'm like starting to feel a little bit anxiety or things like this. When I think about them, that they are with me, I'm like, okay, Sapir, everything will be just fine. You have them, you have a winning team, it will be just fine, you know that. So that's what excites me the most. And the way they solve these problems, they really think outside the box and they really do like execution to our vision in a way that not me and not Gal even imagined that it could be done like this. So this is what really keeps me emotional about this and excites me.
Sapir, thank you so much for this time. Thank you for the great work. And I look forward to using some of the strategies myself as a consumer. And I think that you're right. I mean, the way that the conversation around investing today is so, I would even say primitive in the sense of the conversation is not really existent. And where it is existent, a lot of the tools, I agree, they're not necessarily promoting the right strategies and taking people in the right approach of where they want to get to. And we see the chaotic nature of the markets, and we see how volatile it is. And at the end, this is people's livelihoods. And there are some insane statistics about the lack of funding that families have in the United States and the world. And so this is literally touching people's lives. And so I look forward to seeing how you enter the B2C market and what's happening there.
Wait for it.
Thank you very
Thank you very much for your time.
Great.